Welcome to Your Retirement Lifesaver with Elise Roberts. This show's mission is to share financial knowledge that brings you peace and abundance for your financial future. Let today's planning remove tomorrow's uncertainty. Let's turn it over to our host, Elise Roberts.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Your Retirement Lifesaver. I have a surprise today. I brought Ed in. Some of you know Ed. He's my husband, and we work together in different areas of the business. So I have brought him in today as a co-host, and we're going to get to know Ed a little bit today. For those of you who have not met him, and our topic today is diversifying your advisors. So I'm going to ask Ed first. So when it comes to diversifying your advisors, why is it so important to prioritize diversifying the experts that you have in your life so you can make good decisions?
There's an old saying that I always heard is, in a multitude of counsel is good counsel, because sometimes even the most well-intentioned people, they have a certain pathway of thinking or a certain logic that they adhere to that may or may not be true or may or may not be good. And a lot of times, at the very least, it hasn't adapted. So when you have other people that can look at something, you'll get that difference of opinion that gives you more ideas. And somewhere between one side and the other side, there's common ground that makes sense for both. But if you're only getting one set of opinion or one set of ideas, you'll tend to become a little stale, a little old, and a little antiquated.
So when we're looking for, or share with our audience, so when we're looking for choosing an advisor and diversifying our advisors, what are some of the traits that you would look for to make that decision a really good, healthy decision?
Well, I think it's like any other decision you make. It's still, for me, it's always character first, because all the great intentions, all the intelligence, all the education won't matter as much as the character will. Those other things, while they're important, I think character is probably the first. And then beyond character is their commitment. And by commitment is to doing what's right for them, not what's doing right for themselves. And it takes that, and that's where the first makes the second matter.
So also describe what that ideal relationship should look like, or what you think it would look like to be an ideal situation.
Well, I think the ideal situation is where you really have a joint partnership. Now, sometimes people the client may not know what they need to know, but through an education process and through making it relatable to them, because any concept anyone can learn. And especially with your money and your finances, I think it's probably more incumbent that you are more involved than less involved. Sometimes people will relegate that to their advisor, which I don't think is the best position. I think it has to be a partnership, and that partnership works where you have that trust, you have that confidence in the other person, and you're relating as a team where you're sharing ideas or opinions, and you're able to form the best plan. And sometimes it takes a little guiding by the advisor, but I think that gives you the best partnership, because we all can become a little sold to a specific idea, and that variety, coming back to the very first question, that variety of thought keeps us fresh, gives us more perspective, and allows us to check our own behaviors.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you sharing your insight with my audience here. It's always a pleasure to see you, every one of you, at each episode. And one of the things I want to end today with, I'd like for you to get to know Ed a little bit better. You've gotten to know me over the past year at all of our episodes. And I'd like to ask you one other question, and he's not ready for this question because I haven't prepared him for this one. So I think this will be a really good way to do this. But tell us a fun fact about Ed Roberts.
That's pretty good. I really wasn't prepared for that. I think that and I guess it's probably more of a factor of age. As we age, I think we mature and become to really understand ourselves and we really know who we are. But I think the fun fact is that I have really not only risen to it, but I really embrace the fact of a challenge. So doing something new,
And aging is a challenge.
well, doing something, always keeping yourself relevant, keeping yourself fresh by challenging yourself, not again, falling into a level of conformity or this is the way we've always done it. I just think that it allows us to become very stale. And I like the challenge of just something new. I like being able to see, for instance, someone comes in when you're doing really helping them understand their financial plan, and you see the problem differently. And now you can bring a fresh new idea. And not that there's new ideas, but there's new approaches that may work. So
Well, every idea is pretty much the same. Nothing new out there. It's just the way you approach it and what you do with it.
And what I really, and kind of, she wasn't ready for this, what I was going to say too, is that what I really, for people that may know at least, that the way she is the way she always is. And what you'll know by spending time with her is her level of commitment to each person is very personal. Not just saying that, it really is. We get calls 9, 10 o'clock at night where we're helping people. Why? Because we know it's important to them that they have that answer. So we're there for them. Now, no one's 100% accessible all the time, but if there's an issue, there's a problem, really, whether we're at work or not, doesn't matter. We're there to help.
Yeah. And it's not even a problem. Sometimes they just need to know you're there. Need to know that you really are doing what you say. And I appreciate you sharing that. And I want to thank everyone. It was great to see you again. Look forward to our next episode of Your Retirement Lifesaver, and we'll see you soon.
This show is sponsored by Secure Today Financial. Thank you for being our guest. Never hesitate to reach out to our host, Elise Roberts. She considers every relationship important and thoroughly loves to help people gain peace in their finances. Elise's contact information is below, and we'll see you on the next episode.